I think before I'm accused of clickbait, I must make it clear that this isn't my last video ever. It's just the last one I'll be making in France, certainly in this area of France. And the reason is that we've sold our house. We've had this house for almost 20 years. It's just a holiday home. We used to spend probably most of the summer here. Obviously things have changed now, we can't stay as long, but that's not the reason we're selling it. We're selling it because it's just too much for us. There's a hectare of land, it's a big old farmhouse, and it's just too much for us to look after. So we're passing it on, and I'm pleased to say we're passing it on to a great young couple, Baptiste and Anais. The house is 130 years old and we see ourselves as just the latest custodians. The young couple buying it, I would imagine one day will have children, and really that's what this house should be, a family home. We first met Baptiste when he was about 7 years old, and he always said he wanted to live in this house. So here we are 20 years later and he's going to live in this house, which is wonderful. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I love riding in France. The drivers mostly are very cycle friendly, give you lots of space, and there aren't many of them around anyway, so that's good. Now some people may question why we don't live here permanently, and we've certainly considered it, but I think with the language we get by in French, but we certainly are not fluent by any means. And also bureaucracy, the French do bureaucracy like nobody else on this planet, so that makes life difficult at times, but on the whole I think it's a great country. People are respectful, extremely friendly. We've been welcomed here with open arms and we've made lots of good friends.
Like and subscribe.
What is the signification? Like and subscribe.
Speak English. Merci. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Merci, Roy.
And it's going to be sad to leave them. We also have friends here that we probably won't ever see again, and that's sad too. But on the other hand, it's time we moved on, and it's time we handed the house on to somebody that can cope with it. The house itself is fantastic. I'm going to miss the space. I mean, look at this barn. I could have 100 bikes in here, whereas at home I'm struggling with 3. It's also very tranquil here. It's quiet in the day and even quieter at night. We have lots of wildlife. We've had pine marten, deer, wild boar, foxes of course. One favourite spectacle is the annual migration of cranes. We're on the crane migration route here, and every November they'll start to head south for the winter, and then as soon as things start to warm up in the south they'll fly north. I've just enjoyed one last ride in this area, been to some of my favourite spots, and the weather's been really kind. I think it was 17 degrees today, quite warm, so it was a nice fitting end. So in 3 days' time we sign the papers and hand the keys over, and that's going to be the end of our time here. Of course we'll be back to France because we love France, but it'll give us a chance to see more of France that we haven't seen while we've been here. So what I'd like to do now is just take you on that final ride I made today, and we'll play some music and I'll say au revoir, and the next time I see you we'll be back in England. Thanks for joining me and enjoy the ride.